You know, once you actually start seeing God move and work in your life, it definitely give you a emotion of completement. It give you an emotion of peace and emotion of rejoicing, and also tears. But those tears, you know, can definitely be tears of joy and just thanking God that He allowed you to overcome.
She's the type of person that's always looking for growth.
I'm a worshiper, and sometimes I can be dramatic. I can be very, very dramatic with my worship because, you know, like I say, what they say is part of you. So, you know, when you love something so much, you put passion into it.
She's the type of person that, you know, she's not afraid to be herself. You know, wherever she's at, whatever, no matter the environment or what, it's like she's just not afraid, and that's the kind of a personality that she has.
Some of my friends think it's funny, you know, of course they always respect it. I always have friends that respect, you know, who I am and what I serve. And I also have those friends that love it. You know, they say, you know, I help them get through different situations. You know, by telling them that God loves them or God bless them or, you know, God will never leave you nor forsake you. You know, it motivates them to keep going. As a child, I went to church, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you don't always understand, but, you know, as I start getting older and as my mind started to mature and as I started getting more involved in God, He started to show Himself to me. I knew I wanted something. I knew that it was something more than, you know, myself and this world. I would definitely say middle school was that peak where, you know, my trust in God started becoming more stronger. Praying and, you know, you asking for things and then you start seeing those things that you asked for start coming to pass. When I think about what God has brought me through, and like I say, when I say brought, and He's continued to do it, because every day that I wake up I'm going through some type of trial and tribulation, but when I think about it, it gives me emotion of just rejoicement, you know, rejoicing, and, you know, it gives me an emotion of completement. I find myself constantly getting stronger and, you know, better with God. And now I can be an advocate for Him and share my testimony with others, how God brought me over.
When it comes to her religion, she's not afraid, you know, to express herself. You know, like I said, very vibrant.
When you're going through that dark place in your life, you know, it's like you will never see a way out. You will never see the light at the end of the tunnel. And then when you finally find yourself reaching and, you know, you're going through your trials and your tribulations and you see how God is just moving in your life, it gives you that emotion of joy.
I don't know how she does it. I really don't know how she does it, but she does it. Sometimes we don't know how we do it, but we just do it. You know, it's that God in us that we put our trust in Him and we just keep going. Knowing her, like, she's well known, she's extremely intense involved on campus, you know, and I know that, you know, it's her faith, you know, something when you ask, like, how do you, she doesn't even know.
I not only make you proud, God, but I make my family and the people that I love around me proud, God. I pray, God, that I can make a difference in this world.
When the death of my auntie came along about 2 years ago, she was, you know, murdered. You know, it was a really dramatic situation, and I really questioned my faith and, you know, who God was and who He is, and, you know, how did you let this happen? I would never deny my Christian walk. I would never deny myself of what God has done for me and continue to do for me, but I would definitely think about what I say and how I say it. But I definitely say I have moments where I am very conscious and, you know, just making sure that, you know, what I stand for and what I represent is being stand for, you know, thoroughly, and it's not stepping on nobody's toes or offending anyone. Talking to those type of people who don't believe, you have to realize that you might be the only Bible that they see. You know, you might be the only time they take out the time to actually hear out somebody who is a believer. I think a lot of times you just have to ask God for guidance when you're talking to those individuals, because a lot of times, you know, people, once they think one way, they don't want to see another way.
I want to thank her because she doesn't have the kind of heart that holds anger for too long or hold resentment. You know, she's filled with more love.